right, so we finally kind of settled down. Well, he been settled all day, but we really settled down. What's what, 8 o'clock? 7, about 7:15 p.m. On the 27th, September 27th. And right now he's been sleeping since he was born. We're gonna talk about how he was born and everything, but he's been sleeping since he was born. He hasn't really woken up to eat, but he's moving around and making noises and all that. He definitely doodling. He's done about 5 of them things. He done dumped off about 5 loads already. Peed a couple times, so he's doing good, but he's just not up and ready to eat, to latch on to eat yet. So probably most likely tomorrow. All right. So what else we got? Talk about this morning. Tell the story. So you got to listen closely to the detailed story, because we didn't get to film the whole delivery and running to the hospital and coming in the emergency room and all the walking around you got to do to go in labor and all that. It's a very unique story. So what you got?
So at 3:30 this morning, I woke up to go use the bathroom, and I wasn't in no pain, just going to do my usual morning pee. And when I came back, I lay down and I felt a contraction. It was like 5 minutes apart, so I tried to sit up and thug it through, but then it came again. Another 5 minutes. So then I felt a lot of pressure, so I was like, oh, maybe I gotta go use the bathroom again. And this time it was, when I stood up, I was hurt. When I stood up, I was hurting really bad. So then I went to the bathroom, use it, come back, and now at this point, I'm just totally in pain. So I called Troy's name. He doesn't answer.
I was asleep.
I FaceTimed him. He didn't answer. So then I called my mama, and I was crying like a baby to my mama. Let her know that I couldn't take it. So she was like, you need to go to the hospital. Eventually, Troy comes in. We get ready. It was the longest getting ready of my life.
What time you think I came in?
Around 4, something, about 4.
About 4. I got the FaceTime call. I think it's like 4:09. She might have FaceTimed my phone. I didn't even see it. I didn't hear it or nothing. But I came in, because she was in the other room. I went in the room, and I just knew, lights is on in the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I knew something was up without even knowing what was up. So that's what I walked in on. Her on the phone with her mom, bent over, boo-hooing. So that was about 4. I say about 4:15. Let's say it happened at 4:15 a.m.
So then I tried to go take a wash up, get ready, and I just couldn't move. It was coming out. It's starting to come every 3 minutes, and I'm starting to feel a lot of pressure. So we finally get ready to get in the car, and now I'm feeling nauseous and like I'm just gonna be sick. And lo and behold, as soon as we back out the driveway, I throw up everywhere out the door. A million and one times. All
over in the middle of the street. So really in front of the neighbor's house. It ain't really in front of our house. Still up in the middle of the street. We got Messiah, so our son, our oldest son, is in the back seat. Callie, our daughter, is with her grandmother, my mom. She spent the night at their house. That's who we took Messiah to. We were taking Messiah to go be with them. But Messiah's in the back seat. Messiah's like, how Messiah was doing?
He was worried about his mama, because he loves his mama.
Mama boy.
He was very, very nervous for me. So we live by a train track. So I think once we hit the train track, it was over. The pressure was coming. I had to push. So I keep telling Troy, I'm gonna push soon. I gotta push. I'm feeling a lot of pressure. So we drop Messiah off. Still feeling contractions is coming closer and closer now. Now they're like a minute apart, and I'm feeling pressure. We get halfway to Oakland where we're
Hold
delivering
on,
it.
hold on. You going too fast. Hold on. We got to back it up. So the railroad part is where it started. And literally we hit the railroad, boom, 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 boom. And literally, we hit every bump on the road, on the street, every street you just felt it. Like we usually drive in these same streets every day, but when you in labor and having contractions, every bump is felt. So we was doing that. Then we was running red lights. So every light we pull up to it was red or just turning green. Speeding through the streets trying to get to drop Messiah off. Luckily, it's 4:00 in the morning, so there's no traffic. So that's we get to my mom's house about 5. I said we finally, like, the reason why it took so long from 4:09 when she FaceTimed me at the house, inside the house, to 5:00 into my mom's house, which is like up the street, like a drive up the street. But it took so long because she's at the house and she in her pajamas and everything. So we're trying to get everything settled, and she's barely able to walk around the house. She's like hunched over, and then we got to get Messiah ready, and I had to get her dressed. I had to put on her shirt, put on her pants like she was a little kid because she couldn't really do nothing. So that probably took the most time, really, right?
Yeah.
Getting ready just to leave to a house to go up the street. So once we get up the street, then we're able to drop Messiah off, and then try to make our way to the freeway, which we live in Richmond, California, right? Which is about 15 to 20 minutes from Oakland, where our hospital is, that we're delivering at in Oakland. And it's 4:00 in the morning, so it's no traffic, but it's still about 15 to 20 minutes drive at a decent speed, right? But of course, we did that thing a little faster than that, man.
So back to what I was saying,
freeway drive.
We're like halfway to Oakland, and now I'm starting to feel his head. And I'm like, Troy, you have to pull over. Like, you're gonna have to deliver him in the car. I'm not gonna make it. His head is coming out now. And he keeps saying, we just breathe, we're gonna make it. We're 7 minutes away. And I'm just like, I don't think we're gonna make it.
I think she exaggerating.
No.
In my mind, no. In my mom saying, like, during it, because we already had, obviously we got 2 kids, right? So, and then what you do nowadays, especially in quarantine, we watching YouTube videos of different laborers, different deliveries. So we like, okay, when she having contractions, it's coming, but it ain't coming like that. It ain't coming. I'm like, okay, we got it. Just breathe. Just we gonna make it. We only a couple minutes out. There ain't no traffic. I'm going 100 miles per hour. We about to get to Oakland. It's only a couple minutes.
So we get to the hospital. We pull up to the emergency room. By then, his head has probably fully came out, at least halfway out. So I think he think I was still playing. He told the security guard I was just in labor and bring me a wheelchair. I'm like, I cannot get in a wheelchair. I'm not gonna be able to walk. He's coming out now. So then the nurses come, and I have to argue with her and tell her I cannot get out this car to get in no wheelchair. He's coming out. So then somehow somebody brought a gurney out, and she's still trying to get me out this car. And I'm like, I cannot get out the car. So I think she felt his head out, and she said I was crying, and then she said his head was out. And probably by then I had another contraction, and that contraction, I pushed him out, and he ended up in my pants, and they had to like rush and take my pants off and put him on my chest. And I was worried that he wasn't breathing because I don't know how long his head had been out. I just knew I couldn't sit down and that it was out. So eventually they got him to breathing. They got me on the gurney, and I got upstairs. What else you got?
Good job, buddy! Yes! Yeah. That's what we had.
But she got birth in the car.
Oh, he's got a good cry. There you go, Mama. Here we go, Mom. Put your foot on first, honey. Put your foot on first. Oh, let's get him back on our skin, though. Yeah. Good job, Mama. Baby. Good job, Mama. T-shirts up. Not what it's planned. But you know what? It is what it is today. All right. Happy birthday, baby. Yeah. Good job, Mom. Get a blanket over for her.
Yeah,
All right,
more.
you want to
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I will. So when I come back, do I come back through here or do I go to?
Yeah, she'll be here for a little bit.
Okay.
Go talk. Hurry up.
You hear two different points of views, right? Because we together in the car, right? And but we still like I see it one way, and she's going through it, so she sees it the real way. But for me, I'm on the kind of back up to the freeway. When we pull over to the freeway, I'm like, okay, cool. We pull over, like that's it ain't bumpy road no more. I'm like, but what's next? Like I'm not about to deliver it. I'm like, what I'm gonna do? It'd be different if like who's in the back seat and somebody else was driving the car or something. They can get us there. But I'm like, I'm driving. I'm not about to deliver this baby on the freeway. We got to keep going. So we smash off and get back on the freeway, and then it's smooth sailing to get off the exit and everything. And then when we pull up, kind of she showed her side of it. When we pull up, I tell the security guard, like, she in labor. She going in labor. But I guess I should have said she's having a baby, like literally having a baby. But he kind of slow motion with it and is like getting the wheelchair all in slow motion. I go over and get the wheelchair. And she's like, it ain't no way. And I'm not getting out this car. What you mean you're not getting out this car? And I'm still in the mindset of it can't be that serious, right? It can't be coming right now. So I'm damn near about to like try to pick her up and just put her in the wheelchair. But I was like, I shouldn't do that because she's like stiff, like legs wasn't moving, foot like stretched all the way, left foot stretched all the way out, right foot just everything's locked in place. I was like, okay, so yeah, that ain't gonna work. And then they call a nurse, and the nurse is kind of like the same thing. She go through the same process I went through, and she like, it can't be you can't deliver right here in a car. Like it's not. We got to get you either in a wheelchair or on the gurney. And she kind of like goes to a couple minutes where, okay, now the head's coming out. And the nurse is like, okay, well, maybe you might deliver in the car. And then, a couple seconds later, the whole body just slide out. So she said she pushed. I don't know, man. I think the boy just walked up out of that, man.
I pushed him out.
She said she pushed him. But
in his front seat.
In the front seat of the car. Then no feet, nothing's outside the car. No feet is on the ground. No, she's not standing up or nothing. She's in the car, and that's what you see on the video. But yeah, so they do that, and then I gotta go, park the car, messed up the car. Not too bad. I just cleaned it out actually. She think it's a murder scene in there, but it wasn't too bad. So we cleaned the car out. I had to go park the car real quick. And they rush her upstairs, and they cut the umbilical cord and all that.
Yeah, they cut the umbilical cord, and I delivered the placenta.
Yeah. You gonna eat that?
No, I'm not eating it. Yeah, they just snatched my pants off. And then they started pressing on my stomach, on my uterus, and that hurt like a what. That probably hurt more than the delivery did. And I didn't have an epidural, so. No pain medicine.
Natural, baby.
It was hurting. And he's a pretty big baby. So them pushing on my stomach hurt were a little worse than him coming out. And yeah, I really wanted to hit the nurse because she just kept pushing on my stomach. And I
feel like all of them was doing it. It wasn't even just like one nurse, like everyone that came in.
Every 2 seconds they would push on my stomach. And then they gave me Pitocin for my uterus to keep contracting because I was bleeding a lot, and that gave me cramps, and it was just really, really hurting. But now I've been off Pitocin for some hours now, and I feel 10 times better. No pain medicine, no IV, no nothing, just Tylenol and some ibuprofen here and there. And I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go home.
Ready to go home.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Bang, bang. So that's the whole process. It's like everything had to be done backwards. Like then once we got to the delivery's outside in the car. They cut the umbilical cord when they get in here, but then like all the other steps had to be done backwards. So they like she said she had to push out the placenta. They had to go put a camera in there and kind of see, is everything out? Is everything clear? Is everything intact? So it's just like every step, like anything that would have been handled when she was giving birth in a regular bed, they had to kind of go back and do after he was born when she got to the bed, if that makes sense. What else?
How did you feel? Was you scared? Was you nervous? How did you feel?
Like I said, I think what sums it up for the most part in every step, I wasn't nervous because I didn't take it that serious. I think that's what it was. Like I said, I thought she was exaggerating. I thought like, okay, yeah, it's labor, it's contractions, but I think we're gonna build up until we get to the hospital. And that's when we're gonna go through the playing with the ball thing and walking around the hospital, stretching and all that. I'm like, it's no way it's gonna come down. But like they said, it's our third child. So everything happens faster, and we really we really seen that. Everything happened faster.
I didn't expect it to happen this fast.
Yeah, I didn't even think of. I couldn't even see that happen. But once we got on the freeway, she was talking about, it's coming now. I got to push. Yeah, okay. I guess it is. I guess it can happen that fast.
Did you believe? Well, obviously you didn't believe me.
I didn't. I'm gonna tell you, I did not believe it. I literally didn't believe it until the nurse confirmed that the head was out. Because at first she didn't say the head was out. She's like, nah, you not having it. You got to get on this gurney or in this wheelchair and go. When she finally like put her hands down there and said, okay, the head's out, I said, it might be real. She was telling the truth.
You should always believe your wife.
I guess you should always believe her, especially she been through it before, so she know her body. I can, and looking back when I can say that she knew her body, like with Messiah, she knew how that felt, and with Callie, she knew how that felt, and she knew this was on 1,000.
Way worse.
At the house.
Way worse than any of them. And I got to the hospital at 6.5 centimeters with both of them.
6.5 centimeters.
And
it still took
a couple hours. So yeah, this one was real. This one
was real. And kind of to back up, we got add in a little bit. A couple of days ago, we had was it a morning scare?
Night scare.
A little night, same kind of. That's what kind of put into the thought she was exaggerating, maybe, because a couple of nights ago, it was the same thing. It was early in the morning. She woke me up. Same thing. She woke me up, feeling pains. It was like contractions was kind of like close together, but not really close together. And they started slowing down a little bit eventually, after a couple of hours or so. A couple of hours.
It wasn't consistent.
It wasn't consistent, but it was hurting her. But she was bearing the pain, so it wasn't like this pain today. So it was like a couple seconds, and then it'd be over, and she'd be good. And then she finally went to sleep. Hugging the little pregnancy pillow, and she was good. And then, a couple days later, this will happen. So I guess then she was probably dilating or whatever they call it, whatever. We don't even know how much she dilated that day. But third child, we was like, we ain't just rushing to the hospital off anything. All right, this is her first child. It's our first child. We probably would have ran that day. We probably went that night. But the third child, we was like, nah, she good.
So, baby Shakur is here. I wanted him to come October 1st, but he made his entrance today.
Walked up out of that thing.
He did not walk.
Thug life.
I pushed him.
Boy, walk.
Trust me.
Boy walked up.
He was definitely
That boy walked up out that
definitely
thing.
grabbed on the handle of the car and pushed.
I didn't even get a good video. I didn't even get a good video because all the nurses was in front of me. But he slid up out that thing, man. He was ready. But the crazy thing about the boy slid out and look at him. He been asleep all day. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna have to watch this one, man. He jumped up out that thing on his own time when he wanted to, and then he just slept the rest of the day. Like, I'm good. I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. But yeah, that's it.
He was born September 27th at 5:20 a.m. 8 pounds 6 ounces. Still don't know how long he was yet. They haven't told me yet. But 8 pounds 6 ounces. Pretty big boy.
So within an hour? That's crazy. Within a 409, 520, a little over an hour. The whole process like an hour.
Yep. So quickest birth I ever had. Quickest and the last.
The quickest, I think. I mean, once you get to 3, it's like
Shakur Omega.
You might just
Omega
keep
is the last. The end. He is the end. I don't think I can experience nothing else like this again.
I mean, it's probably the last, but still, we'll see.
Probably the craziest experience I ever had.
That's for sure. I don't even think it's set in yet for both of us. Like the whole processing, it was interesting. It was because the crazy thing we've been watching delivery videos for like 2-3 weeks of labor and delivery, like, and you kind of get in your mind like how it's gonna go, and it ain't gonna nothing like that. That's crazy. I was gonna plan on, taping, going to the hospital on the freeway and all that, driving and.
If you would have taken me, I probably would have slapped you. I would have slapped the phone out of your
hand. I didn't even put it on. She ain't about to break my phone, and I couldn't get the directions and all that at the same time. Like, she ain't about to throw my phone out the door, out the car on the freeway. So, but it wasn't no video that we've watched was anything like that. Not even close. So, yeah.
So that's my story, my hour story. You got anything else?
That's all I got. So just stay tuned for it. We're gonna be posting things as we go. As we get out of here and go home and whatnot. But he is here. He is healthy. He is not eating right now. He is asleep. He is shitting like a like a monster. But yeah, that's it. To the street. Oh, he was sleeping good. I don't think. I'm about to say, I don't think he really opened his eyes that much, but yeah. He was sleeping good. We just got transferred to Post Portal.
You can always visit the home screen
Trooper.
and find anything you might have missed.
Bang Bang, Soldier, OG, Triple OG, Last Baby. Last Baby, for sure. Went out with a bang. Went out with a bang, baby. Or I got a nickname, Shy Money. Shy Money. Huh? Shakur, Shy Money, McConico. Shakur Omega, McConico. We ain't signed no thing to say his name. Oh, they got the little wristbands. What did you say? Male McConico. Let's see that. Male McConico. Something like that. This room way smaller than the delivery room. We didn't need a delivery room, but this room way smaller than that delivery room. But it's straight though. Little Walmart slippers. Ugh, can't see them. Walmart slippers, nice and comfy. She ordering food.
Can I have French toast? Does it come with bacon or anything? Can I have bacon? Yes.
Let me get some. Give me a double of that.
Scrambled eggs regular with cheese.
Scrambled eggs.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Bacon strips. Yeah.
I don't know bacon. Get it separate.
Can I have orange juice? Say that one more time. Fresh fruit cup.
Is this for me?
Yeah, but it's a cheese omelet.
It's a cheese omelet. That sounds good. Bring me some pepper. How you gonna order me some? How you gonna order you some food?
You did not just have a baby.
I was pushing with you.
No.
I was in the car with you. I was there. You said you was pushing. I pulled over. I said, breathe. I think I deserve it. My stomach got it too.
Yeah, you want to go to the cafeteria?
You tired yet?
No, just cramping.
Okay. Finally got food. I'm taking eggs. And they got the daddy menu. The daddy meal. I get the diet meal. So this is my living quarters. Pop-up bed right here. That's how I'm living. Cribs. I don't even think it's a pull-out. It's just a regular couch. But I'm about to definitely take me a nap. I gotta do homework and grading. So yeah.
Make it up there.